Welcome to the news at 10. I am Comfort Amadu. Let's take a look at some of the key headlines making the news this morning. President Tinubu meets Niger Delta leaders, tax them to broker peace in River State.
Niger Delta is the goose that lays the golden egg. So don't kill the goose. Otherwise, it means the golden egg permanently.
Vice President Kashim Shettima credits President Tinubu's policies to current economic growth in the country.
Highly impressed by the grasp of issues by all our respective ministers.
Coordinating Minister of Health unveils presidential initiative to unlock healthcare value chain. Focused and forward-looking as China sets new agenda for Africa. Let's start with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's directive to leaders in the Niger Delta area of the country under the umbrella of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, with the responsibility to broker peace in the lingering political instability in River State. President Tinubu gave this task in the interest of peace and of the people of the state when he met with leaders of the social political group in the State House. State House correspondent Musba Nawahab reports.
The roll call of the leaders from the Niger Delta area who thronged the State House summarily suggested the import of their mission. Traditional rulers, present and past political leaders were in the train. This is a delegation in search of peace. One of their states, Rivers, has been in political troubled waters for more than a year. And for that long, two political elephants in the state have been at loggerheads, and these leaders are calling for help to save the citizens who are seemingly at the receiving end.
This protracted conflict is a matter of grave concern as Rivers State is a strategic economic hub, particularly in the oil and gas sector, which we all know is the backbone of our national revenue. Any instability there has far-reaching implications, not just for the South-South, but for the entire country.
Yes, Niger Delta is the goose that lays the golden egg. But don't kill the goose. Otherwise, it means the golden egg permanently.
Inasmuch as the president agreed with the peace mission of the group, it took them on a memory lane of his intervention from the outset of the crisis.
We reached an agreement, written agreement. Both our parties signed. Some leaders thought the governor of Rivers State was wrong to have signed, but they didn't implement. Where do we find ourselves today?
But then, with the matters running their course up to the Supreme Court, President Tinubu says the rule of law must prevail.
I have total confidence in our judiciary. But when the Supreme Court is spoken, that's it. Please go back home and help him implement those recommendations within the shortest possible time. Well, go back home and take charge of peace. And if you need me, let me know. People of Rivers State must not suffer for the democracy that we all put together. They will not. They must be protected.
The leaders have other important requests, including investments in security and infrastructure developments in their area, which the president promises to look into.
We are planning on economic opportunity in those areas, specifically to be able to build things. We are brilliant people. We can do things. With our youthful population, we can achieve the greatest thing in Africa.
Meanwhile, the auxiliary bishop of Calabar, Bishop Christopher Nasseri, led a special prayer for the president and the prosperity of the nation. There was a minute silence for a late founding father of the Pandef who passed on recently, late Chief Edwin Clark.
May his soul rest in perfect peace.
From the State House, Musbah Dan Wahab, NC News.
Ahead of the forthcoming Nigeria-Brazil strategic dialogue mechanism, Nigeria is now on a new growth trajectory, ready for investment across different sectors. Vice President Kashim Shettima, during an update meeting with relevant ministers and heads of agencies at the presidential villa, noted that this mechanism is part of government's strategies to prepare for a better tomorrow. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
This meeting is part of preparation for Brazil's vice president, who is set to lead a delegation of top executives in the country's public and private sectors on a state visit to Nigeria for the second session of the Brazil-Nigeria Mechanism for Strategic Dialogue, after over a decade-long break. And Vice President Kashim Shettima expressed satisfaction with the submissions of the real issues by ministers in the key sectors targeted for deliberations during the strategic dialogue mechanism slated for the later part of the year.
And the involvement of the ministers is absolutely essential because at a strategic dialogue meeting is you and I that will meet with the Brazilian Vice President and his team. So there has to be some clarity, some strategic coherence, and a deep understanding of issues that will be tabled for discussion. And I have to confess that I was highly impressed by the grasp of issues by all our respective ministers. And we can leverage on several fronts.
The meeting stressed the need to leverage the huge opportunities inherent in the partnership between both countries to actualize Nigeria's vision across agriculture, culture and tourism, livestock production, and military technology.
The Brazilian population has a lot of interest in the content and culture and talent and just the creative industry that comes out of Nigeria. So we wanted to use that opportunity to expand that unity and that partnership that we're going to have under the MOU.
For us in foreign affairs, what is key is that it's been a long journey and we're grateful to the Vice President finally having this thing come to pass.
The upcoming $1.1 billion Green Imperative project also exemplifies the depth of the relationship and its potential to revolutionize Nigerian agriculture through modernization and technology transfer. From the State House, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Apart from validating ongoing bold economic reforms undertaken by the Tinubu's administration, a recent commentary on Nigerian economy offered by Chatham House in its published article represents unbiased indications of the renewed industry capacity of the country. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, stated this in a chat with the State House correspondents on the submission of the article, which describes the nation's economy as being most competitive under President Tinubu in the last 25 years.
It makes them more competitive relative to our neighbors, in particular in West Africa and indeed the whole of Africa. So you have Nigerian manufactured exports turning up regularly now, and particularly under the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement.
Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduole, says Nigeria's trade beyond its borders is critical to the country's economic growth and development. Aliko Panachi Arua reports that the minister stated this at the Women-Led Businesses tagged her showcase event in Abuja.
In pursuit of global market integration and trading beyond the borders, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council NEPC initiated a partnership with International Trade Center ITC to promote mutual economic growth between the two countries. Taking the initiative to the next level, Executive Director and CEO, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Nonye Ayeni, believes that the partnership will also focus on promoting trans-border trades, which involve connecting Nigerian businesses with buyers and investors in other countries.
We're here to support you. Whichever trade fairs you want to go to, around Africa or around the world, let us know. We'll be there with you.
We have also embarked on certification. I'm sure some of you have started benefiting from certification. In the last 2 months, we've done about 105, and we've embarked on another one.
This strategic alliance, according to stakeholders, will also provide a platform for skill acquisition, knowledge sharing, networking to succeed in global trade.
If women in trade are unleashed, we can diversify the economy away from oil and achieve a great leap forward. Women in politics, it's well evident, more women in political life can increase a country's GDP by 10 to 20%.
Standing here, I'm a beneficiary of the ITC Sheet Trade Program. We recently just came back from Zimbabwe. I think the government is doing their best. We want more, but as it is, they are doing well.
The event, a testament to the power of women entrepreneurs and international trade, also featured the display of diverse range of products, from fashion and textiles to food, beverages and vegetables. The collaboration as part of events to mark International Women's Day also aim to increase women participation in politics and gender equality. In Abuja, Alika Opanachi, Arua, NT News.
Nigeria and China are also set to collaborate on a partnership to boost the tourism and creative sectors. The partnership aims to strengthen ties between the two nations, unlocking new opportunities from growth, innovation, and cultural exchange. This collaboration will allow Nigerian artists to tap into the Chinese market, where there is a growing demand for Nigerian music. The partnership will also focus on tech development, including animation, incubation programs for young creatives, and streamlined visa processes for stakeholders in tourism and the creative sectors. Nigerian's Minister of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, welcomed the partnership proposal, assuring China of President Bola Tinubu's commitment to expanding bilateral ties and economic growth. With the creative sector contributing 4% to Nigeria's economy and a target of $100 billion in investment, this partnership is expected to yield significant benefit for both the nations. Our coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, says a viable healthcare. All right, we pause here to join a live media parley with the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike.
To go, and there's so much for you to know this morning. The countdown to May 29 is on, and of course, as you know, under the Constitution, the President of Nigeria is directly in charge of administering the Federal Capital Territory, but this he does through his direct representative, the Minister of the FCT. As the countdown to May 29 begins, which will be the second anniversary of the President, there's this frenzy, there's a race against time to ensure that the Minister keeps his promise to present the President with some projects to commission to mark his second year in office. My name is Benga Arulema. I work with Africa Independent Television, AIT. And of course, as usual, I have my colleagues here with me. Let's start from my immediate right, my colleague from TVC News.
Ayodele Ozubaku, TVC News.
I'm Somna Sambo, Arise News.
And of course, on the other side of the aisle, Gloria.
I'm Gloria Omezeke, Channels Television.
Fisayo Ogunfuyi, Nigerian Television Authority.
All right, guys, we'll formally welcome the Honorable Minister of the FCT to today's media chat. Honorable Minister, good to have you with us, sir.
Thank you very much, Benga.
Well, we are still in the month that we celebrate our women. There's just only one lady on the panel. Let's try to make up for that by allowing the only lady to ask the first question on this media chat. Gloria?
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your time. Thank you for this opportunity. And so we'll begin with your recent trip to Italy, where you met with the president of the Lombardy region. Now, what informed this move, and what advancements would this portend for the FCT residents?
Well, thank you very much. Our visit to Lombardia has to do with partnering with the city in terms of vocational education and agriculture. The minister, the Italian ambassador, last year came to me and said, look, that with what we are doing in the FCT, that he would like us to partner, create that opportunity to have a relationship with Lombardia. Which is they are good in agriculture and vocational training. So we exploited that, and we ought to have made this visit since last year, but because of engagements, but at the end of the day, we were able to be in Italy, and that paid off. What we agreed is that for now we are going to send our people to Lombardia for training, vocational training, and then within some time they will now establish a vocational institute in Abuja, where our youth will be trained in various skills, and also in terms of agriculture, mechanized agriculture. And the president was quite happy. Of course, like he said, he has heard about a lot of good works going on in Abuja. So he was very happy to have this collaboration between the city of Lombardia and the FCT. Of course, that is in tandem with the New Hope agenda of what the president had been shortly talking with other countries how to partner with Nigeria, bringing investors. I'm very glad, very happy. That is one of the trips that has yielded results. So the various heads, like the Mandate Secretary of Education and Mandate Secretary of Agriculture, were part of the delegation. So they are working out the details now with officials of Lombardia. I feel so happy that our youth will now have several areas where they can help themselves, be trained, and then try to be self-employed. In fact, we came back on Monday or yesterday, today, we came back, and I believe in just 1 week they will have finished, tidying up all the documentation, and then we'll be able to send the first set of our youth to Lombardia for training.
You're looking at other countries to collaborate with for further development?
Yes, because the ambassador of Morocco and Egypt had also come to us to see that we can have some collaborative arrangements with them. I believe that we'll be visiting the Rabat and the Cairo very soon and see what we can get out of it. Yeah.
On Mr. President's first anniversary, we saw how he was invited by the FCT administration to commission landmark projects. Now that we're preparing towards the second anniversary, can you give us a glimpse into what to expect?
Of course, everyone should know that we'll be ready. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. If there's one place that anybody is assured of Mr. President commissioning the projects, will be the FCT. But they're not just projects. My belief is that everybody will say, look, indeed, FCT has returned around. So we are preparing ourselves against May 29. I know it will be very, very engaging, it will be very, very taxing for Mr. President. But we'll still plead with him. We'll still plead with him. You know, last time we took Mr. President for about 2 weeks. I know that some people may not be happy. We are trying to see whether we can still engage him. Okay, even if we don't take 2 weeks, give us the attention of 1 week to commission projects, not just in the city, also in the satellite towns.
Honorable Commissioner, Honorable Minister, you came from Lombardy just a day or two, and I saw you again on screen in Gishiri very quickly, and your demeanor showed that you were not particularly happy about some of the developments over there.
Yes, you see, you know, people think that government is there for the people. Government is not there for any particular person or group of persons, but government is for the public. Abuja has been designed before now. I was not the one, but I had to follow the